We're starting with a developing story tonight. Officials are investigating after a fire broke out at a North Fargo business. The Fargo Fire Department responded to a report of black smoke coming from the roof of Country Hearth on University. It happened around 6 this evening. Crews entered the building and found flames. No one was in the building and they quickly put the fire out. But freezing temperatures can cause extra obstacles for officials.
Obviously, it's safer for the firefighters if they have warmer temperatures to work in, but they're very good at what they do, well trained at what they do, and they're used to dealing with these temperature issues.
No one was hurt, and officials are still investigating the cause. And new for you now at 9 tonight, police are investigating after a car hit a man in northern Minnesota. It left him with some serious injuries. Police say it happened around 5:30 this evening in Bemidji. First responders say they found a 60-year-old man that suffered serious injuries as a result of the crash. The man had to be brought to a local hospital for treatment. Police are not releasing his name until family can be notified. Authorities have not said if the driver, 86-year-old Lewis Sauter of Bemidji, will be facing charges, but they are continuing to look into the crash. Coming up after weather, we'll give a live report from Mike Morgan on how businesses in Texas are preparing for the championship game. Plus, be careful the next time you're looking to go to an NFL game. Counterfeit tickets, especially Vikings, are on the rise. But first, a slippery commute for most of us with new snow this morning, and now it sounds like that might be the same for tonight. Robert, are some areas expecting overnight snow?
No snow expected across the area. In fact, as we take a live look outside on the CorwinAuto.com Valley Skycam, part of the Storm Team Skycam network, the moon shining brightly out there. Had cloud cover through most of the evening here in Fargo, and that kept temperatures steady. But in the last hour, losing those clouds is like losing a blanket. It starts to get cold. -2 now. Feels more like -15. Winds out of the north and northeast at 7. It feels, temperature actually, is -4 over in Moorhead. That's not even anywhere near the coldest across the region. -6 in Langdon. -9 in Cavalier and Grand Forks. -21 right now up in Baudette. Wind speeds, thankfully, rather light out there. In fact, calm in a few locations, and still creating some very cold wind chills. Cold as 23 below in Langdon, -22 in Grand Forks, -27 up in the Roseau area. We continue to lose those clouds off towards the south, and areas that see those clear skies tonight are going to see some very cold temperatures. A few flakes in our far western counties, not going to amount to very much at all. The bigger story will be the intense cold that we see during the overnight hours. The bulk of the snow will stay in the western portions of North Dakota. Across the national map, some rain off towards the west, some rain off towards the south, and a little stripe of snow. That's what moved through the valley as we head through last night and early this morning. And big time winter storm continues to wind on down, getting on out of the U.S., but still some very heavy snow falling in eastern portions of Maine, falling at the rate of 1 to 2 inches per hour. Many states from Maine all the way down to Virginia, many locations saw over a foot of snow. For us, as we head through the overnight hours, bitterly cold, particularly in northern Minnesota. We see temperatures 20 to 30 degrees below zero elsewhere. Some teens and low 20s below zero. Winds light, but enough to create some very cold wind chills by tomorrow morning. Look at these wind chills, anywhere from 20 to 40 degrees below zero. Take care as you head out and about. A very cold morning to end the week. As we head through the day, don't look for much of a warm up. High temperatures, despite lots of sunshine, only getting into the single digits above and below zero. And by tomorrow evening, look at these temperatures dipping on down into the teens and 20s below zero. Relief is on the way. Wind chill advisory, about the northern 2/3 of the valley for those wind chills is cold. That's 20 to 40 degrees below zero. Here in Fargo, we start off at -15. Those wind chills closer to 30 to 35 below by lunchtime. Not much warmer, -7. And by the end of the day, we're going to top it out right around 3 degrees. Picture of the day, a steamy Swan Lake. That an Otter Tail. Thanks so much to Mandy for sending that in. Going to use that as the backdrop to our 7-day forecast. And I mentioned the relief on the way. It's not tomorrow, 3 degrees. Chance for some snow on Saturday, getting into the teens. And look at this, 20s and 30s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Rapidly falling temperatures on Wednesday with more snow and back into the deep freeze by Thursday. If you are headed to Frisco, or if you're watching us online from Frisco, it looks like a pretty decent day on Saturday with highs in the mid to upper 50s. A touch cooler as you head out the kickoff at 11 a.m. Probably still in the 40s and maybe still in the 30s when you start tailgating.
Which would be a pleasant treat for us here. So just enjoy it if you're going to be out there.
Great way to look at it.
Yeah. Thanks, Robert. Well, Extreme South Fargo is back in business again. Thousands from the Red River Valley are in Frisco, Texas, already whooping it up surrounding Saturday's championship game between NDSU and James Madison. After 5 straight title games for the Bison, the green and yellow were absent from the championship game last year. Their return has fans excited and Frisco businesses smiling again. Valley News Team's Mike Morgan joins us live from Frisco. Mike?
Hi, Christine, and hello to everybody back in North Dakota and Minnesota. We're at the Westin Stonebriar in Frisco, Texas. NDSU's return to Frisco means a lot to the economy here. About $7 million for the week only, which is pretty good. And for the Marriott Legacy in Plano, they've been planning for NDSU's return for some time.
It was really a shock to us too. It was so strange because usually this weekend, every single year, we're ready for North Dakota State and all of its fans to come through, and our hotel was just dead last year. It was so quiet, it was like a ghost town. So really excited to have the lively bunch back.
The Marriott Legacy here in Plano, Texas has over 400 rooms. We're told that upwards of 90% of them have been booked by Bison fans.
They're fun to be around. They're not too rowdy. They take care of us too. And you can actually talk to them when they come back at 2 a.m. in the morning.
In years past, there has been a great turnout, so much so that you almost eat you and drink you out of your stock.
That's definitely true. We got to stock up on all of our wonderful domestic beer. Sometimes you'll see us having to make runs to stores to refresh ourselves while people go out to Pep Fest and go out to the game, so we're ready for everyone later. But we love it, and we have all of our reports, so we're ready, we hope.
The same approach is being taken by most businesses here in Frisco, especially those that specialize in not only rooms, food, but yes, even the drinks. On another note, we were told today that the tailgate area near the stadium, Toyota Stadium, won't be opening until 5:30 in the morning on Saturday. Now, at first glance, that might mean to lead to some congestion. That's later than in years past, but we did talk to one official who guarantees that everyone will get in on time. And we asked them as to why the delay, and he indicated it was primarily because of a cost for security. For now, live in Frisco, Texas, Mike Morgan, Valley News Live.
Thanks for that live report, Mike. And be sure to stay with Valley News Live throughout the entire weekend. We've got plenty to come from Frisco, including a live broadcast of the Pep Fest, sponsored by Proceed. That gets underway tomorrow night at 7 on KX4. And a special 90-minute Farmers Union Insurance Bison football pregame show starting at 9:30 Saturday morning. You don't want to miss that. We'll walk you right up to kickoff at 11 on ESPN2. And in a story we ran yesterday, Bison fans near and far are making the pilgrimage to Frisco. But some have had difficulty getting tickets. One man we talked with missed the first 2 national championship games while serving on a military tour in Afghanistan. A viewer heard his story and wanted to help a fellow member of the herd. They wanted to help him make the trip to Frisco, so we helped connect the two.
Yeah, I've got 2 extra tickets to the game in Frisco.
Well, that's incredibly generous of you, and wow.
If you want to see the full story, head on over to our website at valleynewslive.com and click on this story. Viking fans, this next story is for you. Counterfeit tickets are on the rise, and that's because the Vikes have become a hot commodity. When buying your tickets online, always use a credit card. That can offer fraud protection, and also make sure the sites you're looking on, they're legitimate.
If you're questioning it, take the name of the site, put it in your favorite search engine, write the word scam afterwards, and see what happens. It just allows you to look at some reviews from other people.
And when it comes to buying Super Bowl tickets, it's encouraged to follow the same guidelines. And specifically with authentic Super Bowl tickets, they're typically printed on hard stock and are better quality. Officials say to also be wary of tickets that are being sold at a price below the market value. If it seems too good to be true, it often is. And if you need help uncovering fraud and corruption in your community, call us on our whistleblower hotline. That number is 701-237-6576 and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. Well, police say they're not sure if charges will be filed against a man whose gun went off accidentally in a South Fargo apartment this afternoon. Police were called out to the apartments just north of the Bowler on a report of a gunshot. The man told police he was cleaning the gun when it accidentally fired. The bullet went into the wall and actually got stuck in the floor. Police say it's against the law to fire a gun within city limits, but they're not sure yet if state or city charges will be filed. No one was hurt. And the North Dakota Highway Patrol is investigating after a crash with a snow plow left a pickup with some serious damage. Take a look. It happened west of Kindred near the I-29 exit on State Highway 46 this morning. The plow was clearing snow from the exit when the Ford pickup struck the passenger side of the snow plow. The driver of the Ford, a 64-year-old man from Hickson, North Dakota, was brought to the hospital and is expected to be okay. The plow driver was not hurt in the crash. The so-called bomb cyclone created travel problems on the road and in the air, forcing airlines to cancel more than 4,200 flights in the U.S. today and already some flights for Friday. When stuck travelers will get moving again is still ahead tonight.